Hello, friends. So, this is Vikas. Welcome all of you once again in this series of Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services. And in the same series, today we are continuing with another important concept, the field of IICS, and that is nothing but the ETL. So, friends, today we are going to discuss about what exactly the ETL processing, why it is important, and how this ETL processing works. So, all these things we are going to discuss with simple explanation so that even beginners can understand this concept. So friends, the ETL stands for the extract, transform, and the load. So all these things we are going to see with the examples. So let's start. So friends, before we move to the actual concept of ETL in the field of technology, and we are going to discuss about the simple analogy with example in the real life. Okay, so just think about uh, making the juice of the fruits. Okay. Now, in case of that, how exactly the ETL works? In the sense, how exactly, what exactly the meaning of this extract transform load in case of making the fresh juice of the fruits. Okay. So, in case of making the fresh juice of the fruits, extract is nothing but what? Collecting the different kind of fruits like mangoes, oranges, apples from the different farms or from the different location. Okay, that is the meaning of extract. Transform is nothing but what? Before making the juice as your final output, you have to wash the fruits, you have to peel and remove the seeds, and then you have to mixture it well, you have to blend them so that you can easily make the juice out of it. And once you have made the juice, so making the juice, that process is nothing but your process of transforming. Okay. And once you transform the raw fruits into the juice with the help of the transformation in the sense you are making some changes so that you can get your final output as a juice. Okay. And third step is nothing but the load. So once you have juice ready, you are pouring that or you are putting that juice into the bottles so that it can be easily served to the customers. Okay. So from this, you can easily understand what is the importance of these three steps: extract, transform, and the load. So without doing this extract, transform, load, you cannot serve the juice to the your customer. So if you don't perform these activities and you just give the food to the customer, then that is not the expectation from the customer. Okay. So without ETL, it is like giving the customer a raw fruits, which is messy, inconsistent, and hard to consume. So this is nothing but the actual meaning of extract, transform, load. Okay, so that we have discussed with the example of the making the juice out of the fruits. Okay, now let's move forward. Now this restaurant ETL analogy we have just discussed. Now with the help of this analogy, we'll try to understand how the ETL works in the field of data science. Okay, or in the field of data. So first step, as I discussed, extract. So in case of restaurant, extracting is nothing but collecting the different ingredients. So who does it? The chef. The chef collect the different ingredients from the different suppliers, like vegetables from the farmer, meat from the butcher, spices from the market, bread from the bakery. So this is the process of extracting. Okay. Suppose the chef want to make some vegetables. Okay. So he has to first extract these different ingredients. He has to collect these ingredients from the different location, from the different vendors. Okay. So same thing happen in case of the data also. Suppose if you want, to analyze some data. So in order to analyze some data, you have to get the data in particular format first. So in order to get the data in particular format first thing is what? You have to collect the data from different sources. So that is nothing but the process of extraction. Okay. So like the chef collect the ingredients from the different farmers, butchers, market, etc. Here, the data scientist or the particular ETL developer has to collect the data from different data sources and the different data suppliers. Okay, so that is the process of extracting. Extracting nothing but getting the data from different suppliers or the sources. Sources in the case, it can be a different database like Oracle, Snowflake, it can be a SQL server, etc. MySQL. Okay, so that is the process of extracting, means getting the data from different database or suppliers or from different online applications or from different APIs. So that is the process of extracting, means collecting the data. Okay. Then the second step is nothing but transforming. So if you take the example of making the vegetables, okay, in case of that, transforming is nothing but the you have to vegetables are washed and chopped, meat is maintained and cooked, marinated and cooked, spices are grounded and mixed, bread is sliced and toasted. Okay, so transforming is nothing but whatever the ingredients you have collected. Okay, it might be a different uh, vegetables, etc., etc. So that you have to cook well with the help of different spices and with the help of different materials. So that is nothing but the transformation. So transformation is nothing but what? Cleaning and standardizing and applying the recipe. Now, in case of making some vegetables, okay, so what you are doing, you are just cleaning the different ingredients, mixing and spicing and all these things. So in case of data, what we are doing, we have to clean the data, we have to apply the different business rules, we have to standardize the, for example, different names. That is nothing but the transformation. So that is the transformation in the sense making the changes in your data by applying the different business rules. So that is the process of transforming. And third step is nothing but the load. So load is nothing but what? Once your final output is ready, you have to, for example, if you are making some vegetable with the help of different ingredients. So once your vegetable is ready, you are serving it to the customer. Okay. Now, in case of data, load is nothing but what? Once you have prepared the data in particular format by standardizing the data, by cleaning the data in the sense, you might have to remove the duplicates from the data. You might have to perform uh, some operation on data. Okay, like if you are handling the employee data, you might have to do the addition of salaries. You have to calculate the salaries, etc. So once you apply all this transformation in the second step, last step is nothing but what? Loading. So whatever data you have prepared, that you have to load into the some particular target database. So in case of restaurant, the final dish you are serving it to the customer. But in case of the data, you are putting all your clean usable data into the data warehouse. So your data warehouse might be a Snowflake or any other kind of database. Okay, data warehouse is nothing but the large data. Okay, so this is nothing but the restaurant style ETL analogy that we have just discussed. Okay, the way we are making some vegetables in the home or in the restaurant, like first we are extracting the ingredients required to make the particular dish, the vegetables. Second, you are transforming all these ingredients into the particular form and making the dish. And lastly, you are serving it to the customer. Same thing is happening in case of the data integration also. You are collecting the different data from different databases as per the requirement. You might be collecting from the Excel file, from the different flat files, or from the different database like Oracle, etc. We discuss. Second step, you are applying different business rules like cleaning the data in the different ways. Once the clean data is ready, you are putting it to the target database. That is the putting into the your target database, just like in the restaurant, the dish is served to the customer. So this is a simple analogy with the help of which I hope you have got the concept of what exactly the ETL. Okay. Now, why ETL is needed in the restaurant? So simple thing. The same thing is applied in case of in the field of data science also. So why ETL is needed in the restaurant? So if you are directly give the customer raw vegetables, flours, raw meat, they can't eat it, right? So same way, if you give this just raw messy data to the analyst who is analyzing the data, so they will not able to take any decision out of it. So they can't sense out of it. So in the similar way, just like we have discussed, why ETL is required in case of a restaurant, the same way it is required in case in the field of data analysis. Okay. So as in case of the data analysis, you cannot make any decision out of the raw messy data. Okay, so you have to clean the data with the help of some transformation. Then and then only you can make some sense out of it. Then and then only you can take some decision out of it. So ETL, what exactly the ETL does? ETL ensure the, in case of, if you think about the restaurant, ETL ensure the right ingredients. Means what ingredients you require to make the dish or the final vegetables. Okay. Similar way, in case of the data analysis, ETL ensure the correct data. Okay. Then second step, clean and cook transformation of the data in case of the restaurant as well. Similarly, same thing apply to our data in case of the data science. We need to clean the data and transform the data as per the business rule. And last step is nothing but the loading, where in case of the restaurant, you are presenting or you are serving the dish to the customer. In case of data analysis or data science, you are loading the final correct data into the data warehouse. Okay, so that the analysis can be done on that. So from this, I hope you have understood why exactly the ETL is needed in the restaurant. In the similar way, you can apply this concept to the why ETL is needed in case of the data analysis or data science. Okay, now same example we have showed here. You can easily see the restaurant analogy for retail like extraction, transform, and the loading. So in the extraction, you are collecting the raw vegetables, spices, ingredients from the different suppliers. Okay. Similar way, you are, if you apply same concept to the data science, you are collecting the different data from different data sources. So your data sources can be applications, it can be a database, files, events, etc. Second step, in case of restaurant, is nothing but the kitchen where you wash the chop and cook and do the different flavoring, adding the salts, peppers, or spices, etc. to the raw and cooked ingredients so they can taste better. So same thing apply in case of the data science on the data, like cleaning the data, formatting the data, applying the different rules, etc. Okay. So second step here you can see transform, and under the transform different rules can be applied. Third step is nothing but the load. So once your dish is finished, you serve that dish to the customer. In case of data science, you are loading the data into the data warehouse. So your data warehouse can be a different database, for example, Snowflake. So here you must have understood, just like the customer want the ready to eat food, the similar way, the analyst who analyze the data to take the decision, they need the ready to use clean data. Okay. So that can be made possible. Okay. So the ready to use clean data can be prepared only with the help of the ETL process. Okay. So that will be made possible only by the ETL process. Okay. So I hope you have got why exactly the ETL is required. So as already we have discussed, the ETL stands for the extract, transform, and load. So that is the process which is used to move your data from different sources. So different sources can be what, as I said, applications, databases, files, events, etc. So it is a process to move the data from different sources into the single, clean, and usable format, so that that single clean data can be used by the analyst for doing different kind of analysis and the reporting. So three steps already we have discussed. Once again, with specific to the technical terms here I have mentioned. Like extracting is nothing but the taking data from different sources. So sources can be what? The different databases like Oracle, Snowflake, MySQL, etc. Or it can be a flat file like from the Excel also you can take, like another applications like customer relationship management data also you can take. You can also take the data from ERP applications, as well as you can pull the data from different APIs. So that is the first step. Okay. Second step is the transform. Okay, transform in the sense making some changes. Okay, so transform here I mentioned the cleaning the data, formatting the data, and after formatting, applying some business rules. So, for example, what exactly mean by the formatting the data? Suppose you want the data in some specific date format like YYMMDT. So that is nothing but the formatting. Or you want the name to be format like the first entity should be first name, then second should be middle name, then the last name, and each particular word of the name should be capital. So that is nothing but the formatting. So that is totally depend on what exactly the need of the business tool. Okay. On the basis of that, you apply the transformation. Okay. So different transformation can be like, as I said, removing the duplicates, fixing the error, converting the data into a particular formats, doing the different calculation, etc. So, so this is nothing but the transformation. Okay, and once all the transformation are done, the last step is nothing but the loading the store data into the target system. So your target system can also be another database. It can be a big database which we call as a data warehouse. It can be a cloud storage, etc. Okay, so in order to do this extract and transform and loading, there are the different ETL tools are available. For example, IICS, Informative Intelligent Cloud Service. This is one of the ETL tool which using which you can do the extraction, transformation, and loading. And in order to do this, there are the different transformations are available, like expression transformation, source transformation, target transformation, router, lookup, sorter, filter, etc. etc. Okay, so that will continue in the next lectures. But first, you have to, before we understand what exactly the IICS and how it works, first you need to understand what exactly the, why there is a need of such ETL tool. So IICS is one of the ETL tool, and so from this you must have understood why there is a need of such ETL tool. Okay, so this with the help of this ETL tool, you can do the extract and transformation and the loading things. Okay, and in order to do this extraction, transform, the loading, there are the different transformation are available in the different ETL tools. Okay, and one of such ETL tool is nothing but our IICS. Okay, now I hope you have got what exactly the ETL in the technical way also. As initially we have discussed in terms of the restaurant also, how the ETL works. Now, what is ETL, that already we have discussed. Still one more slide I have added here for your clear understanding. So here I have mentioned the ETL stand for extract, transform, the load. So it is a process used in the data integration. Data integration in the sense what? Collecting the data from different sources, integrating. Okay. So it is a process used in the field of data integration and data warehouse. Okay. The data is collected from the different sources, clean, process, and then store in the target system like the data warehouse for the further processing and the further analysis. Okay. So there are the steps which also already we have discussed, like extract, first step, get data from different data sources like database, flat files, APIs, etc. For example, extracting the customer record from the Oracle database, sales data from the SAP, and website data from the CSV logs, etc. Then once the data get extracted, second step is nothing but the transforming, clean and convert the data into the usual format. So clean and converting the data in the usual format is nothing but like standardizing the data, removing the duplicates, applying the business rule, etc. For example, changing the date format to the YYMMT. Okay, removing the duplicate customer IDs, converting the currencies into the USDs, etc. No, so these transformation rules are depend on the what the business actually need, what is the need of the customer. Okay, and last step is the push, means loading. So loading is nothing but pushing the transform data into the target system. So target system can be your data warehouse or another different databases also. Okay, so for example, loading the clean cell data into the Snowflake or the Redshift database. So business teams can run the report on that, and they can take a decision out of it. Okay. Now, in the previous some slides, we have come across the different terms like analysis. So analysis simply nothing but what, a detailed study of some particular thing. Okay, here I have mentioned the analysis means the breaking the something complex into the smaller parts to understand it better and find the patterns out of it and reach to the some conclusion. Okay, or reach to the some decision. So it is a process of examining the data, information, or a situation in a detail so that you can make the better decision out of that. So in short, analysis is nothing but what? A systematic way of breaking down the information and data to understand and make the better decision out of that. Okay, so let's understand the analysis term with the help of some example. So here we have taken the example of cricket match. Imagine the India is chasing the 300 runs against the Australia, and after the match, the coach does the analysis. Okay, so coach look at the different, different kind of entities and try to analyze it. Like uh, coach look at the batting data. So in that he see who scored well and who got out cheaply. So Rohit, for example, Rohit scored 80 quickly and good start. So Rohit scored 80 quickly. From that, he make the analysis that was a good start. Middle order collapse means middle order doesn't make too much runs. So that is nothing but the problematic area. So he analyzed from that. Then you look at the bowling data, which bowler considered too many runs. So, for example, spinners gave only 4 runs per over. So that he considered as a strong point. Fast bowler leaked boundaries in the last over, so that was the weak point. Then he look at the fielding side also, how many catches dropped, how many runs saved. So by breaking down the batting, bowling, and fielding, the coach understand why India lost the match or why India won the match. Okay. From this, he understand in which section the team needs to make the improvement. So, in short, the above example of analyzing the cricket summary, we are breaking down the whole match into the smaller parts. Like we are breaking down the whole match into the batting side, bowling side, fielding side to understand the performance and make the better strategy for the next game. So similar kind of analysis also happens on different kind of data based on what kind of data you are analyzing. It might be a banking data, it might be a medical data, it might be a pharmaceutical data, it might be a automobile data, etc. Okay. So in order to do all this kind of analysis, there is a need of a clean and standardized data. And who give this clean and standardized data? This clean and standardized data can be uh, make available with the help of the ETL processing. And one of the famous ETL tool using which you can get this clean and standard data is nothing but the Informatica Intelligent Cloud Service. That is the IICS tool. Okay, on which already I have made a lot of video. You can see in the playlist, and also in the further series also I am going to make more video on this. Okay, so why ETL is needed, that already we have discussed. Okay, so the first important thing is the data comes from the multiple sources like database, application, and also data comes in the different formats. Okay, also data is having the different duplicates, null, inconsistent format, etc. But when the business analysis need to make the decision, he need the cleans and integrate data. Integrated in the sense combined data from different sources. Okay, if the data is coming from Oracle, data is coming from the flat file, data is coming from application. So there might be a need that to combine all these data in order to make the decision. So in order to combine this data, or to integrate this data, the ETL is required. Okay. Then one more important thing why ETL is needed is related with the performance point. So running the report directly on the source system is a very slow process. So for that, it can be made faster by loading all the data into the data warehouse and then querying that particular data which is present in the data warehouse with the help of the different SQL queries. Okay. Now, for example, let's understand the one more example why ETL is needed. Imagine there is a retail company is there, okay, which is maintaining the sales data in MySQL format and inventory data in Excel and customer feedback data in JSON API format. Okay. Suppose the company CEO asks, what is our total profit last quarter and which products get the best review? Okay. So in order to answer this question, uh, if your data is scattered, okay, it is not organized in the proper way, you can't answer quickly to this question. Okay. But if you have ETL in process, uh, if you have ETL applied on your data, you can easily answer this question quickly. Why? Because what ETL does, ETL extract the data from these different applications like MySQL, Excel, API. Then what ETL does with the help of this different transformation, it unify the data, it combine the data, it to remove the duplicates from the data, it convert the data into the proper date for it also convert the data into the required dates format. Okay, and then load the data into the some database or data warehouse like Snowflake. Now, whenever the business analyst or your CEO ask for this kind of question, what is our total profit last quarter and which product got the best review? In case of that, you simply query your target database, okay, and you can simply give the answer to your CEO within some minutes or the second. So without ETL, this is not possible. So in order to make such kind of to give the answer to such question, or to make some this kind of analysis, you need to have ETL, because ETL makes this whole process very simpler. Okay, I hope the concept is clear why ETL is needed. Now let's go to the next slide. Suppose now this next slide also I'm explaining you about the why ETL is needed actually. Okay, now consider there is a management meeting and they have requested some report. Okay, what kind of report they want? So they want the report like total profit earned per product by each salesperson. Okay, so what is the total profit earned per product by each salesperson? Okay, then within a specified date and end dates, within a specified start date and end date, means from 1st of December to the 30th of December, how many products are sold, okay, and how much profit is earned on each product. Now, one more thing they want in the reporting, for particular given region, like for Bombay region, for Pune region, how much is the profit earned per product, okay, by each salesperson, and within this 1st December to 30th December date range. And they also want the salesperson's name should be displayed in the particular format like first name, then middle name, last name, and first letter should be the capital. And also they want the date format like DDMM. Now, in order to give the reporting, okay, by satisfying all these things, if you have the ETL process intact, then this can be done very easily and very fast. Okay, because in order to do all these tasks, you need to do the extraction, transform, and the loading. Okay, in the extraction, you collect all the data related to the salesperson and the product they have sold, the what was the base price, at what price they have sold, at what date they have sold, in which region they have sold. So all these things you can extract. Then you can apply the transformation where you can calculate the profit. Then in the transformation, you convert the date into the DDMMI format. You convert the name into the required format. Okay, that is all will be done in the second stage of ETL, that is the transformation. Once you apply the transformation, lastly, you can load the data into the target database. And in order to answer the management, what they have requested, you can simply query the data and you can give the result what they want. So that is nothing but the scenario one, which is we have discussed, which explain why there is a need of ETL. Then second scenario, suppose your company maintains the two separate tables in the cloud database. One table is a sales table, which has the columns like sales ID, sales state, product ID, salesman ID, region, quantity sold, sold price. Okay. Another table company is maintaining, that is the product table. So with the product table having the different columns like product ID, product name, category, base price. Now, what is the business requirement? The business requirement is what? Management wants a report that shows the salesman ID, product name, quantity sold, base price, sold price. They also need the profit. So profit formula is sold price minus base price. Now you can see the business requirement is what? They want the combination of columns from both of these tables. Also, they want to calculate the profit. So you can see the profit only calculated with the help of the formula, that is the sold price minus base price. So sold price is in the sales table, base price is the product table. So in order to calculate these things, you need to combine the data from these two tables. Understood? So in order to combine the data means you need to perform the joiner transformation here. So joiner transformation is one of the transformation available in the IICS ETL tool. Okay. So to generate these whatever the ask by the business requirement, you need to join the sales table with the product table with the help of the some common column like product ID. Okay, and this can be done inside the IICS mapping. So what is the mapping, etc. That we will discuss in the further series of this tutorial. Okay, so in the IICS, which is one of the ETL tool, there are the different transformation available. One of the transformation is nothing but the joiner transformation, which combine the data from more than one tables. So, so with the help of the ETL, these things can be done easily. So that is the reason ETL is one of the most valuable tech field nowadays. And there are a lot of ETL tools available in the market. And one of the ETL tool that is IICS, which is most popular and which has captured the around 70% market nowadays. Okay. So I hope team and all my friends, you have got what exactly the ETL, what why ETL is required, etc. Okay. And in the last slide, we are going to discuss about the different ETL tools available in the market. So there are many ETL tools available in the market. So topmost is the Informatica Power Center, which is nothing but the uh, non-cloud ETL tool. Power Center is the non-cloud ETL tool, and its modern version is the Informatica ISS, which is the cloud ETL tool. Okay. Then there is a Talend, IBM, Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, SAP Data, Antelo, Apache, Apache Airflow, dbt. There is AWS Glue, Azure, Google Cloud Data Flow from Google. Matillion is also one of the popular ETL tool. Then there is a Fivetran, Stitch, Integrated IO, Teradata, Airbyte, and the Coupler IO. Okay, so there are many ETL tools available, but we are covering the IICS ETL tool because it's the most user friendly and it is one of the popular tool nowadays. Okay, so that's it from the today's video. So in the today's video, we have discussed about what is ETL, uh, different example showing what is ETL, why ETL is required, different scenario also we have discussed, and lastly we have discussed about the popular ETL. Okay, so I hope friends, all of you have got this concept, and let's continue this series in the next lecture where we will discuss about the basics of the IICS, what exactly the IICS is. Okay, thanks for all.